What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Mike Macklin, aka Money Mike, the financial Thanos, because I'm snapping my fingers and I'm turning your financial problems to dust. Hey, I want to welcome you all to my channel. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, while you're tuning in, if this is your first time or if this is your 100th time, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also punch that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm dropping new content. And trust me, you don't want to miss it because I'm dropping this content at least 4 days out the week, and this content is that heat, so you don't want to miss it. Also, if you enjoy the content, hit that like button so YouTube know you're feeling it and I can get this in front of more people. Now, without any further ado, on Thursdays, every single Thursday, what I try to do is I try to answer your money questions. While I'm on that topic, if you have money questions, go ahead and hit me up on YouTube.
Got him!
The link is going to show up here on the screen. It always has me pointing the wrong way more than likely, but it's going to show up on your screen. The link to my Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram with your questions, and who knows, maybe the next question that I answer will be yours. So don't forget to do that. But today I'm actually going to get to the question. Today's question was, are trade lines illegal? Are trade lines illegal? Now, to answer that question, first and foremost, let's talk about what trade lines are. Very simple thing. Trade lines, all they are is a record of your credit. Okay, that's all a trade line is. When you open an account with a company, that's your trade line. Okay, it's your account activity, basically. How well you maintain your bills. Are you paying on time or you're not paying on time? Trade lines are very prominent with like credit cards and things like that. That's typically where people kind of really focus on trade lines, both on the personal side and on the business side. Business trade lines, just like personal trade lines, they're just, again, an account of your financial record, your ability to pay your bills. So that is what a trade line is. Now, why is trade lines even important? Well, again, I talked about how trade lines affect your credit. And so let's dig a little deeper into how trade lines actually affect your credit. Now, again, on the good side of that is if you pay your bills on time on trade lines, then it reflects good as far as payment history on your credit score. If you don't know, your credit is made up of 5 things. Okay, it's made up of paying your bills on time, how much of your credit you using, how long you've had your credit, the types of credit that you have, and the number of times inquiries have been done on your credit. Those 5 things make up your credit score. So with trade lines, the power in trade lines, good ones, is 2 things. And this is the 2 main reasons that people even think about purchasing trade lines, which I'll talk about in here in a second. The main 2 things that trade lines allow you to get, good ones now, don't buy no bad trade lines. I'm telling y'all that now. Don't buy trade lines. So again, the 2 good things about that, number one is positive payment history. That is very, very important. Matter of fact, payment history is one of your most important factors in your credit score. So you want to have good payment history. The second thing that trade lines are good for is for establishing credit length. The longer that your credit is, meaning the older, the longer, 9 years, 10 years, whatever, that's optimal. So the longer that your credit history is, the higher your credit score goes. So these are the 2 reasons that trade lines are very important. Now, why do people buy trade lines? Well, for most cases, people who are trying to quickly establish a good credit history, it is a good appeal to them to go ahead and purchase trade lines. The reason for that is that it reduces the time that it takes in order for you to, get that good credit score, whether it be on the business side or the personal side. And why is that important? Because as they say, time is money. And in this case, time is definitely money. For instance, your credit length. Think about that. Trying to establish 9 years of credit history. If you just getting out in the game, that's 9 years you're going to have to wait. And that's if you just get one account. Now imagine getting multiple accounts, which is what most of us do during the time in which we establish credit. So you're getting multiple accounts at different times. Now the way credit length is calculated is that it's the average time of all of your credit. So if, let's say you got 5 accounts and there are different time frames, they're going to take the average of how long those credit lines have been open, and that is what establishes your credit length. So as you can see, it's very, very difficult time-wise to get to that optimum level of credit length. So purchasing a credit trade line is very, very helpful in that, because it saves you a ton of time. And also, let's say, you don't have the greatest payment history, or you don't have any payment history at all. Again, getting those good trade lines, somebody who has a good trade line, I'm going to talk about that here in a second as well. Somebody that has a good trade line gives you those two things. They give you a good track record, and they give you that good length of time. So now, what is a good trade line? What is a good record? Well, a good record is one you want to get a trade line that is anywhere from $10,000 or above. So whoever's trade line it is that you're looking to purchase, you want to make sure that that trade line is $10,000 or more. And again, you want to make sure the age of that trade line, optimally, you want it to be 9 years or more. This is why, I'm going to get to that in a second too. I'm kind of putting a lot on you, but that is the primary draw of trade lines, is to get those two factors together. And the things that make a trade line good is how much credit is there and how long the credit has been established. So you don't want to get somebody's trade line that's low. So now let's actually get into the meat of this thing. Purchasing trade lines. Purchasing trade lines is a very lucrative thing because, again, it saves you time. It is completely legal. And why is it legal? Well, it's legal because, one, all you're really doing when you buying a trade line, it's the same thing as if, let's say, for instance, you have a child and you decide that you're going to allow your child to be on your credit card account. You're doing that because you now are giving them credit history and you giving them positive credit payments. If you're not already have your child as an authorized user on your account, which is what's establishing a trade line for them is basically what it is, you want to do that. You want to set your children up so they don't have to wait the same amount of time that you did in order to get a trade line. So now the art of selling a trade line is basically you're offering up your good credit history. And as I said, time is money. So people are going to want to purchase that trade lines if they want to establish credit for both business and the personal side. They're going to want to do that. Now, how you price that is completely up to you. I mean, you don't want to get ridiculous with it unless you got like some really good credit and you have a lot of trade lines. That's kind of at your discretion. But the whole appeal, again, is time. It's a time thing. And yes, it is completely legal. It's the same thing as adding a child to your credit. It's called being an authorized user. All you have to do that is to get the person's information. Now, that's another thing. You want to trust the person that you purchasing a trade line from because, again, you have to give them some personal information. A lot of companies, before they're going to open a trade line up for you, you have to give your social security number. So you don't want to go out there giving that to anybody, especially somebody you barely know. So make sure it's somebody that you know, for one, and two, it's somebody you trust. Don't be an authorized user on somebody's account who don't got good credit history. So that's just some free game on that. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick tip. I know I gave you a lot, but bottom line up front, the question is selling a trade line legal? The answer is yes. And the reason why it is something that's lucrative, again, is because it's saving you a ton of time and putting that good credit history on your account, which is what you're going to need. Hey guys, that is my time. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please, again, consider subscribing to my channel and also hitting the notification bell. And again, go and hit that like button for me. Let YouTube know you enjoyed this. And comment below any additional information that you may have about trade lines, or if you have questions about trade lines, go ahead and comment below. And finally, send me your questions to my Instagram. I popped it up on the screen here earlier. I'm going to throw that on there for you one more time just so you can check that out. And as always, I love you. God loves you. He smiles when he sees you, and he sees you all the time, so he's always smiling. So why aren't we? Hey, y'all have a great one. Until the next time, y'all take care of yourselves. God bless you all. Gone.
Damn, I ain't been broke in a minute.